Mr. Jervis, reporting for Detonation magazine, and with us today we have awesome rock legend, no less than Mr. Paul May. How are you, Paul?
How you doing?
Yeah, great, thank you. Paul, I've just been looking at all the things that you've done in your past, and it's totally awesome. I don't really know where to start, mate, to be quite honest. But I wanted to ask a few things, because I know you've been doing a lot of work recently with Al Atkins from Judas Priest, and or ex-Judas Priest, should I say. What's it like working with guys like these?
It's great. He's Alan. He's been around for for years. And he's in his early 60s now. But he's got a phenomenal voice. Absolutely brilliant. Very bluesy, very powerful. He's got stronger as the years go on. And we've got a good friendship over the past 20 years or so. We've done about 5 albums with him, and they've got kind of heavier and heavier. Although I'm not part of his band now, we are working on certain projects at the moment. That's it's going really well.
Fantastic, yeah. So you're actually working on an album with him
right
now? Yeah,
we're in negotiations with an American company at the moment, and they are very interested in doing something. Originally he was going to guest on the A&D album, and do a couple of tracks on there alongside Dave and myself. But the company feel that they want to do a kind of a joint project, so we're doing that now, and that frees me up to do the A&D thing as well.
Superb, yeah. So you're doing a lot of work with A&D.
It's been a long time coming, because it's been about 15 years since the last album.
Yeah.
And obviously, we're just trying to move. It's more of a project now, I suppose,
Yeah.
and we come and do it when we want to do it.
Yeah, well, we're all eagerly awaiting that.
Yeah,
absolutely awesome. And of course, you're at Greenbelt this year.
Yeah, on Monday.
Yeah, and Dave Rowley, of course.
Yeah, Dave Rowley's, to be honest, on the albums normally I do the vocals, but to be fair, Dave's a much better front than them. He's a great friend as well, and his voice isn't unlike me, it's just a lot better than mine, Right. So I've got Dave jumping up and down and screaming and doing his singing. He's a great frontman, he's fun, he's exciting, he's everything I'm not really, so I can just get down to the playing the guitar and let him do all the stuff,
Yeah, fantastic. And of course, Thomas Power appearing.
Yeah, bless him. Sadly, the guy that I normally use, Rob, my friend, he's sadly he can't make it this time. So Tom offered to come along and play the drums for us, and Vic as well, because I've been working with him on the connection with the back pocket property thing. They offered to come along and play, and yeah, we're gonna have a blast, and should be a catch, should be fun.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. We're totally looking forward to that. We'll be absolutely superb, I'm sure. Of course, talking of back pocket profit, I hear you're producing their album.
Yeah, it's going really well. Originally we did was recorded with them. We did some kind of rough demos just to help them out when they were going to Switzerland. They needed something to take with them, so we did that. But that was more of a trial run, and there's a lot of things that just wasn't right. So we treated it as a demo, and then we came back, and we've been doing the album, and it sounds 1,000% better, in every way, you know what I mean? And I think the lads borrowed some drums from a friend, Alpino drums, and they really helped, they're fabulous stuff, so, Neil Dave.
Absolutely superb. Yeah, so lots of things to look forward to.
Yeah. It's a busy time.
Okay. So again, just sneaking into your past and things that you've done. Where do you see? Is there any times in your past that you've seen as real turning points for yourself?
Oh,
what was that?
That's a loaded question, really. Yeah, of course. Blimey. There's loads. To be honest, where do I start? Are you talking before a Christian or as a Christian?
Both, yeah.
All right. Well, obviously, people pretty much know a lot of my background. Always been involved in music. I've been a Christian now since 1990. So that's quite a while now. I've do quite a few missions. You know, I've done France, I've done Spain, I've done America, I've done Bosnia. That's just on a ministerial thing, you know. Went out with different teams and that. So ministry-wise, I've done that. That was a quite defining moment. Obviously, I was kind of acting pastor for a few years at the Meltdown conference as well.
Cool, yeah.
It's I think one of the defining moments for me, like, was when I became ill and I had a brain virus, and then basically my life was taken out, destroyed. I couldn't walk, I couldn't see. I was pretty much bedbound for the best part of 2 years. Couldn't play. Couldn't string words together, the pains in my head, it was just unbelievable. And then I left me with a condition after that, like, which a lot of people class as ME, or chronic fatigue syndrome, and I was basically wiped out for 5 years. But then, thankfully, you know, I managed to rebuild my life and get myself back together. I think the best way of putting it really is like, if you imagine like a massive air assault, you know, like in wartime, a massive air assault on a town, totally destroyed and levelled in no time, and then it, you know, you can rebuild the city, but it takes you years and years to rebuild again, and it's never the same,
No.
but it looks similar, you know. So I'm that kind of redefined me and my faith and my life with God as well, you know. And obviously you have a different take on things than you did before, you know. I think I kind of lost my religion, you know what I mean, so to speak, you know.
Yeah,
And I kind of became me again for the. As far as to who reveals to the sugar.
Yeah,
That was
awesome
good.
stuff.
Yeah.
Fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious who your musical influences are and the style of music you play, but who's like in your, you know, what do you listen to at home and in your car and stuff, and are there any surprises in there, like, you know, Cliff Richard or something crazy?
No, I like all types of stuff. I love, at the moment, I'm really into Biffy Clyro. I think they're really good. I like Killers. That kind of feel. Kiss is back on my playlist. Love Kiss, great. I love them, so much fun live.
Yeah.
You know, great man. And also AC/DC once again, like, you know, back on track. Man, what a band! It was still one of the best in the world.
That's right.
I felt. And then like some of the surprises about us really. I like things like the guy's gone now, but a guy called Stephen Bruton, great country player, great songwriter, you know, and I like, you know, I like a lot of soft stuff. I like everything really. I know, like, I'm classed as being like a, you know, metal and rock and roll, but I do like sensitive stuff as well, you know.
Yeah.
So good.
Fantastic. And of course, you've been playing guitar for a while now.
Yeah, for a while, yeah. For a while, how long? I don't even say that, that's bad.
Okay, we'll keep that one to ourselves then. But I mean, I know I asked you this a little bit earlier, before the interview, because there's a lot of people, I'm sure, who are going to be looking at this video and watching this, and they're thinking, well, you know, wow, Paul May, you know, A&D, working with Al Atkins and all this awesome stuff, and an album with V-Rats and all these things. How do I ever get to, you know, to be able to do that? And I was just wondering if there's anything that you could give any of the young rock dudes and the rock chicks that are out there, any kind of, any advice at all, you know, musically or whatever.
Well, to be honest with you, I'm not a great role model, but to be honest with you, like, you know, if you want to be stubborn and determined and pig-headed, then yeah, you can keep going, you know. It depends, again, I suppose, like, you know, it's different now to what it used to be. I mean, because before I was a Christian, I was doing music, you know, I was touring. I mean, to be honest, I did most everything I wanted to do before I was 26, you know. I recorded the albums, I toured the world, I had lots of money, I've done lots of blues and lots of women, the whole, you know, I did everything I needed to do really, you know, and I achieved everything I'd set out to do by the time I was 26. But like, as a bit of a testimony, like, you know, I still hadn't, you know what I mean, I was still looking for something, and I still didn't know what it was, you know. I became a Christian, and that's got into my life. And then obviously my view upon what I did musically became different, you know. I started, I mean, don't remember when you first became a Christian, you know, you're very sensitive, then you become. I suppose I became the typical religious young Christian, you know, who then turned into a Pharisee, who then turned into, you know, doing the, you know, I was working at church, and I was, you know, quite a dogmatic kind of person, and then I then became kind of very single-minded in as much as I wanted to do everything for God. I only wanted to do that. I chose not to do secular work and everything else, you know what I'm saying? Which, I mean, in hindsight, you know, was a big mistake, you know, because I kind of separated myself so much. Like, I was good to the Christians, but I was not good to anybody else.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So I kind of, I think now I think now that, like, I've kind of rediscovered who I am now. And I know it sounds silly, but it's through making lots and lots of mistakes, you know?
Yeah.
So at that point in time, just backtracking, musically I was kind of doing everything for God, everything I wrote was about God, everything, it was like, you know, it was the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And then I got to the point where I was working, I did start to work with a couple of the people that were secular. Like I used to work with a band called Janus. They were quite a big kind of 70s progressive band. They were huge in Holland and Europe, and they had really big cult status. Well, I joined them, you know, at their Reformation, so to speak, and I wrote all the stuff, and all the stuff I wrote for them was Christian. It was quite a kick seeing non-Christians singing all Christian material and it getting released. So that was quite fun. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
You know, but now, so like, if you're talking like another, you know, 10, 12, how many years on, I write about all types of things now. I still write the devotional stuff to God. I still write, you know, about subject matter. But I also write songs that are not particularly, you know, singing hallelujah every other word.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I'm now actually kind of putting things in the secular area that I wasn't doing before.
Right.
So it's been a kind of mishmash, but a huge transition of stuff, you know. But if people want to do stuff, I mean, you know, you've got to be true to yourself where you are at that point in time, I believe.
Yeah.
And I think it's a process that you grow through. As I say, I'm not exactly a great role model. I'm a good guitarist, I'll tell you that, but I'm not particularly a great role model. However, some of the things I've done have been of value and they've been good. But hey, you know, I say, like, you know, I think my old pastor said to me, he says, you know, never write anybody off. You know what I'm saying? Never write anybody off. We're all recovering from something.
Yeah.
That's a great philosophy.
Yeah, totally.
I think that's a huge thing for a lot of people, actually. I know you're saying you don't feel you're a great role model, but you know, with the stuff you've gone through, your illness and things like that, and come out still standing, maybe beaten down a little bit, but still, you know, something you said a few minutes ago was that you felt like a destroyed city being rebuilt. You know, and I think, I mean, do you agree that in some ways there's a huge positive in that for a lot of people to, you know, to kind of get rid of all the religious
yeah.
stuff
I mean, to be honest
get
with you,
back
I think like some people just have to learn the hard way.
yeah.
I think that's really sums it up, really.
Yeah.
You know, some people, you know, I don't get me wrong, I mean, I've never come through it if it hadn't been for God. But while I was going through it, I honestly thought that I'd been forsaken and I couldn't find it during that period of time. You know, I was in such a state. However, like, coming out the other side of it, you know, I appreciate things.